Yes, sir.
Yeah.
As ready as I
As
can
I'll
be.
ever be.
Rolls. Be damned.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Oh, hold on. I think I have another burp coming.
Let it out.
Oh, man,
Oh, that was
pathetic.
it? That was it?
Yeah, yeah. So, picking up after being escorted back to the River's Respite, staking claims in, I mean, we never established which room, but staking claim in one of the rooms that you all had purchased and contemplating your next move, where some are suggesting to boast proudly of being placed on house arrest in the bar, and while others are just hoping for a good night's rest. That is where we pick up. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to see if I can put the fish that we caught in the ice box.
Like in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Sure. We will say that just because for the purposes of this, just to something simple, we'll say that you go downstairs and the first gentleman, what was his name? That you guys Jesus. Sorry. Wow, I am not prepared. Hold on one second. There it is. Da-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
I don't know if we ever got his name.
You didn't, but the gentleman that introduced you to Lilith, the owner of the River's Respite, he procures the fish and lets you know that it'll be handled and possibly served up for someone's dinner this evening.
Oh no, I intend to hold on to it for the morning. If you
That's
don't
right.
mind.
That's right. I forgot you were going to use that to wow the chef. Okay, yeah. He let you know that it will be set aside for you.
Excellent.
Now, Z, I gotta tell you, you came in at like the perfect time because we were almost Z, where? I look around. Where is he?
You don't see Z.
Oh my goodness, he is gone again.
I could have done sworn he was right behind us.
That's not good. We're supposed to be on house arrest.
Maybe he's inside. Maybe he got his own room and he's just chilling out in there.
Seems like a man who needs proper space.
I'm sure he'll show up at the right time. Maybe in the morning. Dang, so this here adventure in business is kind of complicated. It seems like once you go on up and take care of some business, a lot of people are going to be asking questions. Which, I guess I can't really blame them. But, that's kind of like when we was on the train and we took care of them there bandits. And that their conductor was all suspicious of us.
I have a sense that there's more to this than meets the eye. Perhaps that woman is someone important.
You think so?
Could be.
The woman?
Is that just a hunch, or
Yes,
did you
entirely.
pick on something we didn't see? Okay.
Just a hunch.
You're not speaking
I mean-
of the scary hag on the train. Which woman are you speaking of?
The one from the cave.
Oh,
The one we just saved.
That
I
one.
wonder how matters might have unfolded had we chosen to resuscitate her in private.
Well, hopefully, if you know, if we's absolved of all suspicion, they'd let us go and meet the lady. We could maybe talk to her ourselves.
You know, this is true. I'm sure she would want to meet the people that saved her.
the absolution is the key there, though. I just hope that the guards do not find something that they would rather keep secret.
At the very least, we are entirely without fault.
I wish someone like wrote a book about how to like be an adventurer. And I mean, we mostly got the the fighting the critters part right, but dealing with the city guard, that, I don't know, that takes some sort of like finesse that honestly I just really don't have.
Trust me. The true experience differs greatly from what is written in the pages of a book. As I have recently become aware of.
You just got a book about how to be an adventurer?
I went to school for how to be an adventurer.
They got schools for that?
Maybe not around here.
What entails schooling for adventuring?
Well, I was enrolled at the Institute of Mystic Mastery. Magical studies for wizards and monster hunting. But I grew bored. When everything is set out as a curriculum and guidelines, and it's hard to find fulfillment. Very restrictive.
It definitely takes the wonder and mystery out of adventure.
However, real life experiences are harder to solve when it's not a solvable problem. We aren't being graded on a fight in a cave. It's chaotic.
Well, that's one way to put it.
I guess success is a little bit more gray in the real world.
From the family I came from, I can certainly agree with that.
What's we gonna try to do about this here house arrest? Because after like the experience that we had on the train and here, it just kind of like seems like if you're gonna go out and do something unprompted, people are gonna look at you funny and ask you questions. I'm kind of already getting this like feeling that if we do something, then we should just go ahead and like, I don't know, accept the consequences that are going to be coming to us. Like, you know, we do some adventuring. Next time city guard comes up and like, hey, what the heck are you doing? And then we should probably just like roll with the punches and just comply with them, unless it's proven that the local structures ain't to be trusted with.
You know, there exists an old saying for the notion you're implying. I believe the phrase was coined, "Fuck it, we ball."
Did that come from a book?
Yeah.
It's a
I
mighty
feel like this
interesting
is a book you've been writing, because I don't recall ever hearing this phrase. However, I do enjoy it.
I believe it was an adventurer named Michaelis Jordanus that said that.
I have heard of him. He once said, "Fuck them children."
Did you see his flu adventure? It was amazing.
Just inspirational through and through.
Yes, he was once forced to combat magical monsters on a court of hoop and ball.
Bill, he was assisted by Billiam Miraz and Booger Buns.
Booger buns.
Well, dadgum, I thought that was just a legend.
Legends all come from something.
Sometimes they're just exaggerated stories, though.
Well, I mean, maybe like most legends, there's a grain of truth in it. Kind of like
Fair point.
kind of like this legend that this local myth that we done dealt with right here.
That's quite true. You don't know what's going to arise from this. Which means, to some point, one day we too will be legends, possibly from this.
Well, I'm hoping our legend will be a little more fact than fiction.
Well, I don't see any reason that it can't. Now, did those guards say they'll get back with us this evening or in the morning?
Oh, I think they say in the morning.
It was in the morning. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It is. I mean, at this point, you're pushing because you guys waited for nightfall. I'd say you're probably pushing like 10:30 at night.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but it's been a minute since I've had that good little bit of fun. I think I'm actually going to hit the hay.
I'm a bit early to go to bed too. It's I probably got like 30 minutes in me before I hit the sack.
Is that just long enough for you 3 chickens?
Oh yeah. That's that
30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Like
Come
30
on.
seconds.
So, well, I appreciate you reminding me. I'm gonna go ahead and head down and see what I can get before I go to bed.
You know, Claudia, have you ever thought about doing an eating competition?
An eating competition? No, I ain't never thought of that before.
I think you might be quite good at it.
I say, that sounds like a lot of fun.
There's another local legend of Josephus Chestnuts.
It's just, yeah.
Do you mind if I join you, Claudia?
Well, of course. How many chickens you want to get?
Oh, I think just 2 for myself.
Well, heck, let's go see what they got.
I could stand for something alcoholic and hot.
Have you met my dad?
I'm on fire tonight.
Perfect.
Shit.
Anyway, continue. So, Claudia and Zeg, you guys are gonna head downstairs for a late dinner, and Anders heading to early bed.
Yeah, I'll get a cup of tea and then mosey on off to bed.
Okay, easy enough. Raven, what are you doing in all this?
I'll remain in our room and tinker with some devices before bedding down.
Okay. Is there anything in particular that you're trying to tinker with?
I'll just say she has like a. So guidance is one of her artificer spells. She has
Mhm.
like a metal bracelet, and she's just like re-etching runes into it.
Okay, easy enough. So Claudia, Zeg, are you guys wanting to role play this, or y'all have anything y'all want to discuss?
It will be hard for me to role play beat by beat, but I think while I'm down there, if there's any conversation to be had, I'd like to kind of spread our story around a little bit and
Okay.
gauge the reaction of telling them that we're on house arrest.
I would say go ahead and give me a general charisma check. I will say that it is, the games are upon us, and it is still somewhat early in the evening for some people. And so many of them are just getting, shit-faced at this point. So we'll see if it sticks or not.
Sure. If I remain truthful to the story, could I roll persuasion?
Since you were telling it to multiple different people, I'm going to rule it as because if it was a one-off instance, I'll say, let's do this. If you wanted to try and have kind of telephone it by telling one person and having them spread it, I would say I would take persuasion. However, if you were spending a certain amount of time trying to convince multiple people, I would make it charisma.
Okay, I'll go for charisma because mainly I want to get our story out, but I also want to see when we bring up the guards' involvement and how they basically shut down our success. If people sympathize or if people are like, oh no, all the guards here are, straight laced.
I gotcha. 12. Okay, that's not bad. You kind of, spend 30 minutes or so kind of almost kind of posting up at the bar, chilling back, laid back, and telling your exuberant story to anyone that kind of just passes by and listens. For the most part, people are just they're just not really paying you any mind. They feel like you're just telling a story. And they're going about their business. You do get, I would say, probably about 5 or 6 that kind of, listen in intently to what you're saying. Because again, the Rivers Respite is probably the busiest tavern in Appleby. So 5 or 6 is still, that's, small compared to the actual amount of people that are coming in and out of the place, but it's still a good chunk. The general consensus that you were kind of overall gauging from the conversation with these individuals is they have heard the stories of the lights in the river. Of course, the myth has kind of taken its own. It's taken its own liberties in exaggerations of what they could possibly be and things like that. But as far as some of them are, kind of go, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Others are going, no, I heard it was like, this big ass fucking dragon, like shit like that. But the general consensus towards like the guards' attitude is, kind of the same dude that's like thinking it was a dragon. Is like, yeah, man, those guys are complete assholes. But you do also have the kind of more sympathetic towards the guards of like, well, yeah, you showed up out of nowhere with an unconscious woman. Of course, they're going to do their due diligence to make sure that you didn't have a hand in this. So it's a good 50-50, I would say, on reactions. So do with that information what you will.
I think when I'm recapping at the end with Claudia, I'll say this is quite different of a reaction than I expected. I suppose I am more accustomed to the guards to where I grew up. Not so trustworthy.
Well, at least a few people heard us out, and come the morning, the hopefully the word will spread, and the truth will come out about that there lady.
I hope so.
And Claudia is going to see how fast she can eat these 3 chickens. Here.
Okay. Give me a Constitution check.
Yes.
Mm.
After thinking about this, uh-oh, why didn't I do that? Okay, let me refresh my page.
The key is to use the grease to your advantage.
It's like a lubricant.
You don't even have to swallow; it just slides down.
So what is it? +2. I'm gonna redo something. I'll just roll straight 20 for now. Ah! Oh! I just debone it with my mouth.
Well, it's like the classic like Looney Tunes cartoon where they like stick the whole thing in their mouth and just pull out the bone.
Yeah.
What a woman!
The end.
People at the bar don't know whether to be amazed or disgusted.
Yes.
I would say you probably gain like 2 more listeners to your story based off of watching Claudia. It's just debone these chickens as in the middle of the conversation that you're telling them. One of them leans over to their buddy and is like, I don't think that's fall off the bone chicken.
Oh man! If I were to get a natural 20 on something, it was that. Hell yeah!
But yeah, you house these chickens within. I mean, by the the server brought 2 because he only wanted to carry 2 plates, and by the time he brings back the 3rd one, you've already stacked the plates.
I'm licking my fingers.
You put the bones on 1 plate and stack them, and are handing them back and snatching it out of his hand as he's looking at you in bewilderment.
Oh my god! I wish Anders were here to see that. He might be onto something. They ain't gonna believe it.
I shall tell you the story far and wide.
People aren't gonna be talking about us being on house arrest. They're gonna be like, "Did you see that woman debone that chicken with her mouth?"
Okay, the crazy part is like they had an unconscious woman, but then like she like just opened up her gullet and like threw down an entire chicken. It was insane.
Ooh, I am full.
I'll even say like you get some from some more posh looking women that will just kind of give you, oh, well, I never and
See, that's the response you want from them kind of people. Whew, I slapped my stomach. Well, it's bedtime.
Yes.
All right, so for 5 chickens total, an alcoholic beverage, and Anders, for your cup of tea, we'll say it costs you a copper piece. For the 5 chickens and alcoholic drink, we'll say that it's a gold. So 5 silver between the two of you.
Is it okay if I convert some of my gold to to copper?
Sure. We'll say that the bartender or has a full till
Okay.
at the bar, and he lets you make some change, and you hand him
Cool.
a Ethereum, and he's like, "Oh, I don't have that." It's like a $2 bill around these parts.
What am I supposed to do with this? All right.
One time at Miranchito, this I paid with cash. The dude gave me $2 bills, and I was like, I'm never gonna fucking use these. And then, like 2 weeks later, I paid another Miranchito meal with those $2 bills. So they're just. I hope they just kept circling. They found their way home eventually.
I'm also gonna tip a gold to the band.
Of course, yeah. The band is lively, and they even give you a classic, little resound in their music as you tip them. All right, but you guys are heading to bed now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. So, the evening is, you can hear the, still the buzz and excitement that is happening in the city outside of your windows. You can even, it's not like overbearing. It almost becomes white noise included with the patrons that are moving about downstairs in the River's Respite. For some of you, this is, pretty normal of, basically a workout and then heading to bed right after. Some of you are a little bit sore heading to bed, but you all have a peaceful evening of sleep as the dawn brightens up the city of Aplaby, and as the city begins to stir awake, eventually, you're all, I can't remember, you're all on the same floor, correct?
Yeah, I think so. I think it
I
was
think
just,
so too.
It wasn't next to each other.
Right,
It was
but
on-
you're kind of spread out, yeah.
It's
But
the third floor, I remember.
that's right, yes, 3rd floor. Sorry, I didn't write that down. But eventually, for each of you, you're awoken if you are, either pass out asleep or waking up as the sun rises. Your peaceful morning is disturbed by heavy knocks on your door, and whoever so chooses to answer the door, you are greeted with a familiar city guard with bags under his eyes. Looks like he stayed up all night. Right. As of this moment, you are no longer on house arrest, but I need you to get up, get dressed. Captain wants to speak to you downstairs.
All right, we'll be right down.
Right away, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So you all eventually gather your things and prepare yourselves for the day, meeting each other in the hallway before heading down the stairs of the River's Respite. Early morning in the tavern. Sorry, this music's just really loud and I can't adjust it much very far.
I just want to say real fast. I think Raven, Claudia, if you still have aid on your character sheet, it should be gone by now.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Let me
Good
go
reminder.
ahead and do my long rest. Take long rest. Confirm. Okay. And that should. Yep. I wiped of it.
So, the early morning of the River Respite is pretty empty for the most part. There's definitely the early morning attendees, looking like they're picking up a little bit of the slack from the closers the night before. You can see one is a bit in a huff and just kind of walking around saying, "Who closed last night?" And
It was me. I did it.
Was he wearing an August Burns Red T-shirt?
probably. You can see a few patrons from the night before are still very clearly passed out in their chairs from the heavy drinking that occurred. But the staff seem to be paying them no mind and just kind of cleaning up around them and setting up. It definitely seems, especially this time of the year with the games about to commence, seems like a normal thing for them. And as you reach the bottom of the steps, kind of near the greeting stand that you all were introduced to yesterday, you see a 6 foot tall half orc. So you see this 6 foot tall half orc. His skin is weathered gray green, looks to be marked with scars from battle past. His dark hair has a streaks with silver, and it's kind of tied back into a tight braid. Across his right cheek, you can see a jagged scar that definitely looks to be almost something that could have been very serious at some point that he experienced in the past. He's wearing a set of dark steel armored, dark steel armor, and kind of across the middle of the chest is the emblem of Aplaby, a stylized waterfall and a sword kind of crossed over in unity, almost to symbolize the strength and fluidity that the city projects. He carries a long sword with an etched handle, and it looks to be a kind of like a gladiator's small shield, kind of strapped to his forearm. But he's not like brandishing the weapons or anything. He seems to be just kind of standing and waiting, arms behind his back, almost kind of swaying a little bit as if he, has been on a ship recently. But as you all kind of approach him,
so I'm told you alls is the one who found the woman last night.
That is correct.
Well, you would be happy to know that after our tireless night in investigation, we have corroborated with your story, and there seems to be no wrongdoing on your parts. The city appreciates your fine work, as well as your cooperation within the investigation.
Well, of course. We're just happy that we're at the right place at the right time.
If you all don't mind us asking, how's the lady doing?
She is still unconscious, but the doctor has given good prognosis that she will live. She has been moved to a local medical facility and is recovering, but she will pull through.
That's
Well,
fantastic.
Yes, that is wonderful to hear.
It's a shame that it had gone on so long, and from what we had seen in there, that there had already been a few victims.
Unfortunately, it has also helped with other investigations with missing person reports, and we were able to at least put the victims' families at peace. So not only were you all helpful in the aid of this woman, know that the victims' families have also been helped in some way. So, it seems that one of my subordinates that you have all talked to from the previous evening has given his full report. I shall return my full report to the Lawmaster. Before I do so, he has given me all of your names. Where is the fifth one? I only count 4 of you.
Oh, really? Oh, he must be around here somewhere. Can I look around in the we're in the tavern right now, right?
Correct. Yeah, you're in the main part of the tavern.
Is there anybody preferably walking out that looks at all like Z?
We'll say that someone is walking out, but as far as them being an ASMR, that's going to be hard to. That's going to be a bit harder to convince him of. But if you would like to try, you can make a deception check.
Yes, well, not really our friend in that case. We barely know him. He was just a passerby, really. But oh yes, there he goes. Now that now that the word is sound.
15. Okay. Oh shit! I don't have my dice out. What am I doing? It's like I'm not ready to play D&D. We'll say that he, with the roll that I just had, it was a natural 4 on his insight check. We'll say that he kind of turns and catches the individual walking out the door so he kind of catches the backside of him, and he's just,
Well, he is not on house arrest anymore. Let him be. Well, but before I turn my report into the Lawmaster, as I said before, I have your names. To make things a little bit easier, is there something that I can call you all as a collective, or should I just give him your personal names?
The collective.
The collective. All right. I will let him know that your collective names are the collective. I'm sure he will get a good chuckle.
I look at everyone else and I.
I just shrug.
Like we all just kind of like, yeah.
Very well. Again, the city thanks you for your help in these matters. I wish you all good morning. Have a wonderful day. As he begins to turn and leave.
Zach, that was real smooth.
Well, thank you.
So I guess we're the collective now.
We don't have to be. It was.
Well, it's pending. So
It's a workshop.
Yeah. Jot it down in the notes. We'll take votes.
It was just the first opportunity I had to ask. So.
Mhm.
I cannot think of a better name.
Heck, me neither.
The collection. The curated
How about-
collection.
How about those that are heading to the library?
Ooh, that's real good. Okay. My God, it's those that are heading to the library. The legendary warriors.
As in, I'm quite ready to go to the library. Being in town, I itch with this letter.
The Tome Troop.
It's the super dudes.
Super
Okay, well, yeah, let's go ahead and walk that way.
The Page Turners.
Let's see. So y'all got to go to the library.
Cryptorium Seekers.
I don't even know what that means. Raven, you and I, we got to go sign up for that there invitational sometime later. Zeg, you going to the
Sure.
library?
Yeah, I'd like to go to the library. I do believe, sadly, I have breakfast to make, but
Oh my God, I haven't had breakfast yet.
well, it depends on your schedule, Anders. If you are willing to wait, I would be able to get off and go with you for.
Hold on, Zeg. Did you say you're cooking breakfast?
Yes.
Claudia, this is your chance.
Oh, you should have seen
You
it
have to
last
cook.
night.
You
Oh.
could start an eating competition. Zeg could cook flapjacks or something.
Flapjacks! How did you know I love flapjacks?
Is there any food you don't love, Claudia?
Lima beans.
Lima beans. Something about them just make my skin crawl.
You have not had the
just-
right seasoning and the right complementary dish.
Well, heck, maybe you're right. I'm used to just. I used to just like have to eat them out of like a tin can.
Oh no, straight from the can. Just heat it up? No, that will not do.
Not even heated up.
That is not a cold bean.
Well, maybe we should get breakfast because it'd be an honor to eat some more Zeg's cooking. But Anders, you should have seen it. We went down there and Zeg was spreading the word about our activities, and I had 3 chickens in front of me, and you would not believe what I did to them chickens. Eyes and heads were turning. People were scoffing. People were gasping.
You know, some people just have that talent, and I think you are one of them.
Kind of like a culinary collective.
No.
No, I like it. I like.
Dead set on this collective.
You didn't really
But
like this alliteration.
The more
did
you say collective,
Yeah.
the more you say collective, it's growing on me. That's the part.
Just keep cramming words together, Raven. But
That'll
Well,
work.
also, something you could do is, maybe put a wager on. See who can eat, I don't know, 10 flapjacks at once. Faster than you.
I mean, that does sound like fun. Let's save that for like dinner or something. 'Cause, there's something special and sacred about breakfast. It's the meal that sets the precedent for the rest of the day, and it is my personal opinion that breakfast is something that needs to be savored and cherished.
That was quite beautifully put, Claudia.
What can I say? I love food.
Well, y'all ready to go to the library?
For the purposes of this, we can say, Zeg, you probably have a good hour before you need to report for your shift duty.
Okay,
if you
great.
want to go to the library as well.
Yes. I just happen to have an hour before I report.
You just looked at the schedule. Great.
Yeah, because it's still the sun's just now coming up. the Rivers Respite is really more known for their evening hustle and bustle. They do provide breakfast and lunch for those that have acquired rooms. But they more focus on for dinner in the kitchen.
Sweet.
Cool. So you guys are gonna start heading to the library?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, as you all make your way out of the Rivers of Spite and back into the streets of Applady, I forgot which part of the city you guys are in. Yeah, you guys are technically a part of the Mist Gardens. It's kind of the base of the waterfall area. And the library is located in the Larkspur Market. So more on the southern side of the city. The streets themselves are still just kind of waking up. You can see vendors are setting up their street side shops. And Claudia, I keep doing it with you. I don't know why. But Claudia, if you are, wanting to at least acquire something to snack on your way to the library before breakfast, you are able to do so.
Is that the burrito stand I see?
I don't know if you want a burrito this early in the morning, dude.
Yes, I do.
Okay, breakfast burrito, I guess.
Uh-huh.
You explained to him the concept.
Burrito.
You explained to him the concept of a breakfast burrito, and he put something together. We'll say it costs you 2 copper for
Excellent.
it. It's the equivalent of like a Sonic breakfast burrito.
Ooh, fine by me.
Not great. There are better breakfast burritos, but it's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic, please sponsor us.
Also, if we pass
After
by a
that raving
place,
review,
Sonic, it's okay.
Sonic.
It's enough.
It's not the best, but it's enough.
Just put enough hot sauce on it. You won't taste it.
if we happen to pass by a place that sells ink, like vials of ink, I would like
Yes.
to at least get some.
Okay. Yeah. Actually,
May I also purchase a bundle of parchment?
Oh, it seems we're on the same means of mission today, Raven.
I believe so.
you can actually. I actually have this out. You can actually purchase that at the library itself.
Ah, yes, perfect. I was thinking that would might be a possibility, but I wasn't sure.
I do have a set of shops that I kind of threw together that I thought you guys might go to. But yes, the library would be where you acquire any papers, ink, empty books, to write your tales, things like that. So, all right. So, Anders, since you are the one kind of helming this little early morning library to do, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Oh boy. Nervous about this one. Oh shit.
Guidance.
And thanks.
I pull out my bracelet and twist the dial on it.
Turn it to D4.
10.
A 10. A 10 is enough. You're not in the. I mean, it's really when it's looking for a specific place, the lower the roll, the longer it takes you to find. But in my mind, at least, so we could have gotten to the point where you looked around for a little bit, and Zeg would have had to have gone back to the Rivers with Fight, just to make his shift. But with a 10, I'll say that that will give you enough time. The Larkspur Market is. I just had it pulled up. Shit. So, so the main square of Aplaby, where the river begins to start to slow. There are vibrant stalls that line the cobble streets, selling anything from freshly caught fish to finely woven textiles. Traders from up and down the river and distant cities come here to trade their goods, and it makes it a very lively hub of commerce. Again, we're still, getting into the early morning where a lot of people are, beginning to set up their shops, but it is a very cheerful and joyful morning as we're about 2 days away from the beginning of the games. Which, as a reminder to Raven and Claudia, you have the day before to register. So this would give you today and tomorrow to register for the invitational. But you're greeted with many people as they are kind of setting up their stalls and opening shops that are kind of like the beginning of Beauty and the Beast, where all the shopkeepers are giving a bright hello to Belle as you guys are ironically, well, I guess not ironically, but same thing as Belle, heading to the library.
Marie, the baguette.
So, but eventually you are brought to. It's a smaller library, compared to massive textile halls, in the larger cities. It sits 1 story tall, a bit bigger than most of the than the shop sizes and homes that are in the Larkspur Market. But the doors are open, letting in the slight cool breeze as the sun is beginning to warm up the air in these early Sunwell days. You walk in and you can see shelves fully stacked with books, all separated between and categorized towards their liking. It doesn't appear to be that there are any patrons inside of the library at the moment. But as you kind of walk in towards the left, which also looks as if almost as if someone had brought an outside street stall inside, where you can see different goods for sale are set up, kind of off to the side and to the left,
Like
with
a Scholastic
different
book fair?
Yeah, kind of. But for paper and inks, and things of the like. Sitting at the desk, you see a dragonborn female, a red dragonborn to be exact. She's wearing a almost kind of similar maroon, kind of robe around, that's kind of fit a little snug around her. She looks to be kind of sipping on a cup of tea, with glasses kind of way down the bridge, because with the dragonborn, their noses are further down, but the glasses kind of sit like right around the tip of her nose as she is just kind of flipping through a book while drinking her morning tea. As you make your way in, she notices your entrance.
Oh, welcome! Welcome! Please come in, come in.
Oh, yes. Hello, my name is Anders. Would you happen to be Zirathra?
Yes, Zirathra Emberfang. Very pleased to meet you, Mr. Anders.
Yes. Anders still do. The pleasure is all mine. I've been seeking someone that might be able to help me with something I found back in my home forest. Would you care taking a look at this scroll for me, please?
Oh, possibly. What an interesting morning. I'd be delighted. Please hand it over.
Yeah, all right. I hand over the scroll.
So the moment you hand over the scroll, you all sees this as it happens. The moment it touches Zirathra's hand, you notice that what faint writing, you couldn't tell what it said, begins to glow like a greenish tint to it. And Zirathra immediately drops it onto the table. Oh. Oh, my. She begins to start to kind of look over it closely. Just a second. And she gets up from her table and kind of moves outside of the Scholastic Book Fair area and makes her way towards the back.
Is this the first time Anders is seeing this?
It is. This is also the first time that you were seeing this.
That's what I thought.
Is it the first time Ravens? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, it is.
I've seen it.
So, Anders, if you would like, while she has gotten up from the table, if you would like to take a closer look at it, you kind of peer, on your tippy toes, kind of peer over the table in just amazement at what this scroll is doing. What you thought to be writing, emulating this softest greenish glow, you now start to realize that this is not writing, but these are glyphs of some kind in the scroll itself. What they are, you cannot make out.
It didn't get any dimmer when she put it down?
Nope.
Hmm.
It is, for the purposes, without you guys meta-ing this, it is the first time someone else other than Anders has touched it.
Oh.
So, eventually she does come back, and she is now pulling out these thick gloves, fastening them across her hands and a little bit onto her forearms. And after putting both on, you watch as she begins to start to kind of unscroll it a little bit. You can now see that these glyphs are, almost written like, kind of like hieroglyphic like. They seem to be kind of patterned a little bit and in block formations. My. That was almost ay.
Zordon!
Sorry, I have the wrong page up. So, this is quite interesting. Where did you come across this?
Well, it was in this old temple back in my home forest.
Huh. And what forest might that be? And what might your home temple be?
Well, the forest is the Bramble Mantle, but I'm from Stilldew Village, and this is the temple that those that guard our village tend to worship at.
Interesting. If you don't mind me asking, what god or goddess is it that you worship?
No problem at all. Helona.
Oh. I thought it might be, but this. And you found this.
Yes, quite the curious one. I tend to stay out on watches a little longer than most of the guards.
Well, you, my young friend, have certainly come across something that
dare I say, only legend speaks of. If I'm correct, that is, and there's only one way to know. But I believe you, young man, have found the poisonous script.
Mm. The poisonous script, you say?
Yes, the poisonous script of Talona.
Huh. And what exactly is that? This is the first time ever hearing of it.
Oh, it is said to be a lost ritual that can hold great power for those that are devoted to Talona.
Well, I am quite devoted to her, and it's just, what do I do with it?
Well,
Can you read it?
unfortunately, I cannot. Really, the only thing that you can do, if, well, do you have the key of poison?
The key of poison.
Yes, the key of poison.
I'm not quite sure I know what that is.
Oh, well, it is what is needed to translate this scroll.
Might you have anything in this library on it?
Not in this library. I do apologize, my young friend. However, are you familiar with the Temple of Icar and Bloom?
The t-
I know. I'm giving you a lot of information right now.
Oh.
Yes, the Temple of Icar and Bloom.
No. I apologize. My village is quite small, and we don't tend to venture out.
For those that are citizens of the Republic, go ahead and give me history checks. So Claudia and Zegrug.
Okay. Double Ocho.
Perfect.
Hey.
This this is outside y'all's realm of knowledge as well. So
Claudia's looking at pencils at the Scholastic Book Fair.
yeah. You found a nice eraser.
Oh! It's shaped like a cheeseburger.
Yes, the Temple of Icar and Bloom. It is a temple devoted to the worship of Talona in the city of Rulin. I believe that there is someone there that might be able to help you. She is much wiser than than I would be, or this library would be, when it comes to the dealings and matters of Talona.
Real quick, will you spell Rulin for me as well?
Rulen.
That's what I thought, but
Yes. It is also the same city that the regionals are held for the games. It is the third largest city in the Republic. And if Claudia and Raven are successful in the invitationals, that is where they would need to go for the next segment of the games. Yes.
okay.
But yes, there is someone there that would possibly be able to help you. I mean,
Might you know their name?
yes, she is the High Venom Keeper, Sorella.
That's a sick ass title.
That's pretty badass.
All right. Well,
She is the head priestess at the Temple of Icar and Bloom. She is very respected amongst the Talona faithful, so I would be wary if to not piss her off.
I don't plan on it. I just more interested to know that there's others that I figured there were, but hearing it in person that outside the forest people believe in her as well is great news.
She is not the most worshipped god in Garendel, but she and even in lesser, the lesser scheme of the Republic. But I mean, she has her followers. I mean, you came in, did you not? You found something that many of us scholars, believe to be legend. This that is assuming I am correct. I cannot say for sure unless you had the key of poison to be able to translate this. But unfortunately, I cannot do anything else for you, young man.
Sorry, just well, you've done quite a lot simply because I came in not knowing what it was at all, and now you've led me towards another path, and it might seem to align with my companions that I've come to know and trust. So it may not have been much, but it meant a lot to me. So thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome. This is made. I mean, it's already an exciting time in Aplaby. This is just made my whole week. Thank you.
Now, do you have any books on monsters here?
What kind of monsters?
You got a lot of books?
We have a decent amount.
I'm curious of darker monsters like those from places deep underground.
No,
Or
like those of the Underdark.
but yes,
Just for, well, sorry. Well, is there a just general knowledge of the Underdark, or just specific monsters?
just monsters and beings down there. See, I'm writing a journal on my travels, and we came across some creatures that I heard were from the Underdark, and I'd like to know a little more about them so I can take the knowledge back home with me.
We ran into Kuatoas, to be precise.
In a cave behind the waterfall.
Hey, this purple eraser smells like grapes.
I have heard the pink one smells like strawberries. I whisper over to Raven. That's just a regular eraser.
I can smell it. Notes of strawberries.
Well, I'm sure we can possibly, look together if you would like. I can't say that I can think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's hidden nuggets surrounded about the pages in this library.
All right. I forgot. Group, do you mind if I stay here and study for a little bit?
Collective.
I apologize, Raven. Collective. Would you
Yeah.
mind if I stayed here and studied for a little bit?
Or not
I
at
won't
all.
be long.
No, do what you gotta do.
Yes.
Let me know if they have any copies of Frostscale's Field Guide to Foes here.
What?
You heard him.
Yeah, send that to me in a message.
Raven, ain't that your last name?
Yes, it is. I put in Roll20 chat.
Yeah, I see.
Well, before we get into the books, can I, for the rest of you, is there anything I can do? Do any of you have any hidden scrolls or anything of the like?
Yeah, do these erasers come in pineapple?
I have yellow ones.
Oh, I'm gonna sniff it.
I'd prefer if you didn't sniff all the erasers.
May I kindly purchase a bundle of parchment and the ink and a quill?
Yeah, easy enough. How much ink? Because with paper and ink, it's it's by the gold amount. So how much gold are you wanting to acquire in paper and ink?
Oh.
Because I don't think there's a specific like 2 pages is 1 copper or anything like that. It's because if like when it comes to like this is for like wizard spells, right?
Yeah, and I need to write a letter. But
Right. So
we'll say.
So yeah, in that
2
sense,
gold.
in that sense, this is where you would say, hey, I need to purchase 5 gold worth of ink and paper, for if it's for a specific spell or things like that. The spell should say like how much you need.
Yeah, it's only just cost amount.
Yeah.
I see. I'll just do 5 gold.
5 gold, easy enough. We'll say an extra copper for 2 pages to write your letter. Easy enough.
I just needed a couple vials of ink, so it's so I can write in a journal. It has nothing to do with spells.
Well, I mean,
Because I poured the ink of my last vial out.
oh, that's right.
and
Yeah, you did.
Put blood in there instead. So
we'll say if you, I mean, depending upon how much you want to write in your journal, let's say a gold will get you like, I mean, I don't know how big your journal is. Let's say a gold will get you like 50 pages in your journal. I feel like that's
Okay.
I feel like that'd be a shit ton of ink.
a 1 ounce bottle of ink in D&D Beyond is 10 gold.
Jesus,
My God.
ink's expensive.
Okay, then I will spend
But
15 gold. 5
Um,
on parchment and
but 1 ounce of ink is actually quite a lot.
Yeah, that
So,
is a lot. Because I mean, it's the tap 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 tap,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
or
like
or sorry, the dip 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 dip.
There you go.
yeah,
Big Quill Peter.
Yep.
I'll just get a 1 ounce container of ink and
Okay, and you said that was 15 gold.
10.
and
Oh, 10. Okay. And Raven, you said that you're doing 15 gold worth of ink and paper.
yeah, so 5 parchment and then 10 for the ink.
Okay, easy enough. All right.
And then 1 copper.
And
That is-
I wish you luck.
I'm going to be
I-
late for my shift.
I know you can do it. Take a little something for me to help you out, and I'm gonna give him a bardic inspiration for the research.
Alrighty.
Ah,
What a guy.
The
you
incantation
so much.
smells like a minced rabbit pie because of the rabbit's foot.
Ah.
Mm. Are those potatoes in there? Yes, that's
Yeah.
golden potatoes. Okay. Perfect.
If you're gonna use it on the ability check, you can re-roll it and choose the better one.
Nice.
Miss Emberfang, you said?
Yes.
Where is it I can request a courier to deliver a letter?
Oh, well, you can do that here in the Larkspur Market. And she explains to you where in the Larkspur Market.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, is there anything else that I can do for the rest of you before we hit the books?
Not for me. You have done me a service just by helping my friend. Thank you very much.
I've already smelled all the erasers.
I said, oh dear lord.
But they certainly have piqued my appetite, so I think I'm gonna go head out with Z, or
Why
with
does this
old
one have a-
Zeg.
Bite mark.
Zeg, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
As they run out, she kind of looks over to you, Anders.
I barely know them.
I'll tell you the same thing the dude at Hastings told me when someone opened up a fucking pack of underwear, but you were with them.
Someone told you that?
Yeah, have I never told you
No,
guys this story
no,
before?
no.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you after the session. Oh, let me write it down.
You know,
Who opens up underwear at Hastings?
How-
Fuck, man, some fucking idiots I was with.
how much did that eraser cost?
We'll say, since she smelled all of them. We'll say to replace the ones that she smelled, it's just a copper piece.
Okay.
We'll say
also
she smelled
keep them.
5 and bit 1, so for a pack of like 5, it's a copper.
I'll keep them and be sure to give them to Claudia when I see her.
Alrighty. So, go back to happy music. So, Anders, we will come back to you as since you will be spending the allotted time being studious. So, Claudia, Zeg, and Raven, as you all run out the library as Emberfang yells that you're gonna have to pay for that. So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, Raven, you and I, we still gotta sign up for that there invitational. Shouldn't take too long.
No. I mean, this courier seems like it's on the way, based on that description I just received.
Yeah, you can swing around and still have enough time to. By the time you get to the stadium, Zeg will have to split off to head back to the Rivers Respite, but that will give you guys. If Zeg chooses to go with you to mail the letter, and well, you still have to write it too.
Yeah.
So I would actually probably say at this point, depending upon how long the letter, I mean, is it going to be a long letter or is it just a check-in letter?
I've written it in my head. Well, I've written it. Jamie has it written.
Right.
It's like 2 paragraphs. It's pretty short.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll leave it up to you, Zeg. With the time that it took to get over to the library, the conversation with Emberfang, you might be pushing it for your call time.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and split off.
Okay, cool. Then you say your goodbyes and let them know that you'll see them once your shift is over. And then we will follow up with you after Claudia and Raven. So Claudia, Raven, you guys make your way off to a courier to get Raven's letter sent. Do you want to tell the group what the letter says, or?
Well, I'm writing it in Elvish.
Okay.
So it says, "Si Alanta Nin, No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I know a little bit
Hola.
of Elvish.
I will tell them it's just a checkup, and I'm letting them know I have aligned myself with some allies, and where to find me if they need to.
Okay. If you
I'm sending it to my parents.
Yes, I figured. If there is anything that you do not wish the rest of the group to know, you can send it to me in a private message.
Yep, I'll send it to you. You want the Elvish version or?
Yeah, give me the Elvish. Go ahead and translate it too, and then just give me the translated version.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
So-
right beneath our target's noses. They know nothing.
Dear mom and mom.
All right, there you go. I sent it to you.
right,
And
thank
I will deliver it to the courier and ask them to deliver this to the Frost Gales.
You'll have to let him know where the Frostgales are, because if you walk up and say, "I would like this delivered to the Frostgales," they're not going to know who to send it to. What is the name of your hometown again? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Hearthloss.
Hearthloss, that's correct. So Hearthloss is an entire continent away to the north. So to have this letter sent, it is going to cost you about 5 gold to have it get there safe and sound.
I'll give them 6 gold.
Okay.
Oui, madame, we will treat it with our lives.
As you
Well, don't do that, but if it does get lost, just let me know. I'll be in town for a bit.
hopefully it doesn't get lost while that'd be horrible. They're gonna get the worst review on Yelp if they lost it in town.
Well, it's not worth your life. It's just a letter. That'd be crazy. Or were you just being, I'm not from around here.
Oui, madame. We will take care of this letter with our lives.
So, but your letter shall be sent. With the process, it will probably take the better part of 2 weeks for it to go through its checks and make it to your parents.
Perfect.
All right. So also with that information, I mean, you guys could still be here in App Lobby in 2 weeks. So, but if you wanted to add to the letter, we can say you add to the letter that you may be somewhere else if by the time they send the letter back. So,
Gotcha.
all right. Cool. So I assume now you two would like to register for the invitational.
Yeah.
Let's get it. As my Gillandis Jordan would say.
Play ball. All right. So you two eventually make your way through the Larkspur Market over to the stadium. The city is becoming more alive as the sun gets higher in the sky. The street vendors have fully set up at this point and are beginning their day-to-day operations along with the daily shops. You can smell the baked goods, the fresh salted meats, and just the city becoming just as alive as it was yesterday, as the performers are lining the streets as well, performing their simple magics, their juggling, things of the like. Eventually you make it to the stadium itself. Very familiar setting as you kind of enter in from the previous night, but this time better lit because the sun is pouring over the sands as the hopeful participants are continuing their daily sparring and practices. It's much more lively this morning. It seems like the majority of what seem to be competitors are getting in their early morning reps, while some are some can be seen standing off to the side, just kind of shooting the shit before they begin their morning reps as well. But it is definitely a much more alive stadium. There's even the the stands are even more packed than they were last night with onlookers. Just, the excitement has settled in for them, and they are just wanting an early peek at the games. Towards the entrance, as you enter in through the double gates of the stadium, you can see what looks to be a kind of like a card table with two individuals, both human males. One of them seems to be kind of, almost John Travolta, Grease, slick back, black hair. Even looks to have like a small diamond earring in his right ear. The other gentleman, a little bit more plump, with kind of a shorter, also jet black hair, not slicked back, but just kind of pulled forward a little bit. And it seems that they're, conversing and, telling jokes and everything as you two make your way up, and they see you two approach the slick back hair individual as, you kind of greet him.
Hey, how's you two guys doing, huh?
Well, we're doing pretty dang good. Beautiful day we got here in the sands.
Hey, I'd say it's pretty good, pretty good. Hey, let's say, you two here for the invitational? You trying to sign up? What's going on?
Why?
Yes.
Yeah, we're here to sign up.
Perfect. All right, well, we're just going to go ahead and need your names. Go ahead and sign right here on the paper. Also, the entry fee is going to be 1 gold per person.
Alrighty. Is it like a sign-up sheet? Are there names on it?
Yes, there. You can already see that there are quite a few names on it.
Okay. I'll hand over my gold and begin to sign my name. And I scan the sheet. Is any familiar names on that there list?
Make a quick perception check as you are signing up for the fighting portion of the games.
Okay.
I will also
Nope.
do the same with my side,
All right, go for it.
and I'll cast guidance on myself. Is it perception?
Yes, please.
I thought I made a button for guidance, so I'll just roll it.
9. Okay, both of you. As you both are quickly kind of okay, sorry, I forgot you had guidance. For a 12, there's not really any name that sticks out for you, Raven. It just seems like, pretty normal competitors. Claudia, for you, the only name that really sticks out is Drasmid. But also because it seems that a line has been put across his name. Drasmid is the unconscious half-orc.
Oh, heck. Oh, man, I guess Drasmid ain't looking too good, huh?
The plumper individual,
Yeah, it don't seem to be doing no good.
Oh, yeah,
Damn shame, too. I had a lot of money riding on that guy. Yeah, we all did. We thought he was gonna, take us all the way again. Kind of like he did a few years ago, but he lost in the finals. Man, that was a tough time. That was a tough time for the city. But, man, he still pulled through. And that's what we're hoping for this time. So maybe by the time the game starts, he'll be back up and running. But it don't look too good. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really. Bit of a shame.
We heard a little bit around the rumor mill about, what happened to him. I was wondering if you guys could maybe give a little bit of insight, because that sounds like some hinky business.
And should he fail to return, whom do you intend to place your wager instead?
That part remains to be unseen. Yeah, there's no telling who could win this year. I mean, we'll probably have to see how the first couple of bouts go to really get into it, but from there's no really telling. Now, as far as Drasmid, and is he going to get back up? No idea. Now, as far as what happened to him, that's a whole other thing. You see, he was having his sparring contest, right? And I mean, he's putting in the work, right? He's, hitting with the right, hitting with the left, going with the uppercut, kind of going around the town punch around, you feel? But he's, putting in his blows on his opponent. The opponent not doing good. Don't put your money on him. But all of a sudden, he goes for a single blow, and before he even touches the guy, his arm goes limp, and then the rest of him follows. It was insane. But that's all we really know.
Well,
Was he sparring with anyone of note, or just...
Real quick, go ahead and make an insight check, both of you.
Anyone of note? Not to say. I mean, that dude wasn't doing too good.
14 and 12. So you both kind of notice that he's got a very, very stoic kind of look to him. He definitely seems like he's not the type of guy that he doesn't give off the vibe that his general job is to kind of sit and take names on a list. And Claudia, for you more specifically, the accent, he's definitely not from Aplaby. But that's all both of you are able to ascertain.
Well, that is mighty unfortunate. I was really looking forward to facing Drasmid myself.
It is unfortunate. It's the most unfortunate thing I've seen.
Say, buddy, you have a very specific accent. You ain't from these parts, is you?
I could say the same about you, huh?
Yeah. So I'm from Solaris. What about yourself?
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't ask.
His demeanor kind of shifts a little bit.
Now, is there anything you two need? You're asking a lot of questions. And to be honest, I don't really like answering questions. Yeah, he don't like answering questions.
I guess I shift an eye to Raven, briefly. Well, I mean, truth be told, these games got me kind of nervous, and my friend and I, we've been training a lot. But looking around at these other contestants, it seems like we got some real tough competition. I was wondering if, well, maybe you could point us in the direction of somebody that might have something that can guide our efforts a little bit better. Implying that
I get what you're doing.
Oh, that's interesting. So you's gonna come in here, you're gonna start asking me all these questions, and then you're gonna simply imply that I may know something about something. Is that what you're doing right now?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Persuasion for 4.
I tell you this right now. You's lucky that I ain't turning yous into the pitmaster. Now, I've held my patience as long as I could, okay? I've held it as long as Have I not held it as long as I could? He's held it as long as he could. Now, that's what I'm saying. I've held my patience, and now you're pushing. You push the patience, okay? Now, how's about this? How about you two push that somewhere else? All right? Are we done here?
Oh, yeah. I think we're done here. Nice to meet you. I look forward to seeing you in very soon.
Raven scoffs.
Hey, did you hear that? She thinks she's gonna see us soon. I heard her.
So you two kind of push your way away from these two individuals. Both of you go ahead and make a perception check as well to kind of look over the stadium.
Ugh. Those two were insufferable.
I like them.
it's,
The only thing they're good at is talking in circles. Too bad they're not useful ones.
Oh yeah, well, you know what? I think their avoidance was answer enough. Maybe we should keep our eyes on them there too.
13 and 13. Okay. So, you both kind of look around the stadium a little bit. Again, pretty similar to last night. And the key similarity is now that the sun is out and you can see a little bit better, that same individual that kind of was standing in the pitmaster's roost is still kind of up there, arms crossed, beaten, older leathers. You kind of get a better look at the an older human male, shaven head, definitely has sunspots. He's more than likely enjoying the time in the shade. You could kind of feel his eyes on you last night, but you couldn't really see. But this time he's definitely, arms crossed, looking directly at the both of you. You gather that this is the pitmaster that you have heard about. But he kind of watches you two as, are you going to stay around in the stadium or are you heading out?
Claudia hasn't done a little some training in the sands in a while, so she will probably stick around and start doing some practicing.
Okay.
Now, Raven, I think I'm gonna probably stick around and do some warming up and get a feel for the contestants. You got anything in mind?
I shall examine the obstacles. See how everyone else is doing on them. See if I can think of any other. They might show me something that's more useful than what I had planned.
Ooh. Yeah, you use that brain. I'll be over here using my fists.
All right. So you guys are going to spend some time training?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Training, observing,
Perfect.
all that good stuff.
Just as a footnote, Raven, for both of you, there are available automatons, kind of like what you experienced during your exhibition matches, that are available. There are individuals that are available for sparring or for practice, course running. And then as well as Raven, this still does not, it is similar to what you went through in the exhibition. But the rumble between everyone is that this is still not what the actual course is going to look like. So
Yeah.
And Raven, while we're here, don't forget to take a glance at those two ticket names over there too.
All right. So, as you two begin your day of practice, we will then move on to Zegruk. Zeg, you eventually make your way back to the Rivers Respite. You are... I thought that was James saying BRB. I was like, hey, no. So, you make your way back to the Rivers Respite. Hold on a sec. Hey, Joe. Do you want to take Amos out real quick? Thank you. Hey, you, go outside. So, you make your way back to the Rivers Respite, and the patrons who that have purchased a room, some of them are acquiring their breakfasts, and the room seems to be a little bit more lively, as opposed to about 30, 45 minutes ago when you left. But you eventually push. Are you going straight to the kitchen, or did you want to? You tell me what you want to do.
Hopefully, I have a little bit of time right before my shift. I want to go straight to the kitchen and like either right when it starts or maybe a little bit after. Probably going to be a little bit after. But I want to give Lilith a breakfast with the fish, and then go
Okay.
back in and start breakfast.
Okay. So you make your way into the kitchen. You inquire from the other chefs that are there, as they are beginning their preparations for the day, and starting to get everything set up, to make sure that everything is good to go for dinner service. You inquire with one of them where the icebox is, and you eventually find your fish. Go ahead and give me a performance check.
Sure. Can I describe what I'm aiming for?
Absolutely, I would love for you to.
So I'm thinking some biscuits for a base
Okay.
with egg and hollandaise sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And
So kind of like a poor man's eggs Benedict.
yeah, but I'm gonna make it like a open faced, and I'm gonna lay a smoke and seared fish over it.
Delicious.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and give me a performance check. 15, beautiful, sir. So, as you are kind of putting the finishing touches and just sprinkling a bit of cumin on top just to give it a little kick to it, you can see a human male that's wearing a white coat that you immediately recognize as the chef. He's got kind of shoulder length curly black hair. It's getting to the point where it is starting to gray, with small white hairs just kind of, sporadically placed throughout. Very eccentric jawline. He looks like that he only slept maybe about 2 hours this week. Definitely, looks very tired, very worn out. There's a couple of stains on his white coat that seem to be from previous days. And he's kind of cut off at the not cut off, excuse me. Kind of wrapped around his waist and down. You can see his apron as well that does look at least freshly clean for the day. But as he kind of is making his rounds, as all the other chefs are beginning their prep procedures, he kind of comes over to you. Good morning.
Good morning to you. A pleasure to meet you. I am the new chef coming in to help with the games. Zegrok Bladebear.
Yes, you're Zegrok. Perfect. Now, tell me, Zegrok, what the fuck is this? As he kind of points towards your dish.
Oh hell, I hoped it would be okay to give Miss Lilith breakfast.
Right. And who gave you the okay for that?
Well, oh no. Have I made a mistake?
There's only one way to find out. As he grabs a fork and he begins to kind of cut into part of the dish itself, and he takes a bite. He kind of looks at you. His demeanor doesn't change. It's very, very much a stern look the whole time, and not giving off any type of joy or disgust into the dish itself.
I've definitely seen the type in other kitchens.
Yeah, all chefs are hotheads, and this one seems to be no different. Well, today's your lucky day, my friend. That was not bad.
I will take it.
That is not bad at all. Everyone, as he kind of turns to the rest of the kitchen. Everyone, Zegruk, look at the dish he made. It's beautiful, right? Beautiful, delicious. I only wish there was so much to, let all of you try a bite. Hey, now that's a great idea. Make it again.
Yes, of course.
And when you're done with that, make it again.
Yes, of course.
And when you're done with that one, make it again.
Yes, of course.
And then again. And again. And then one more time for good measure. And then when you finally learn to pull your head out your ass, maybe we can actually get some work done around here. Do I make myself clear, Zegruk?
I am to make wonderful meals again and again. You could not be clearer.
He does give off a slight chuckle. You almost earned yourself dish duty for the day, but lucky for you, I found that funny. Now quit fucking about, get in line, and start prepping.
Yes, chef.
I'll deliver this to Miss Lilith.
Zagruk, he knows that he'll probably not even get credit for it anymore, so he'll just, yes, chef.
Again, chefs are very territorial. Just for your purposes, had you had insight checked him when he said that the shift was not bad, the dish was not bad, you would have seen that he seemed pretty truthful to that. So he at least did like your dish. So, but again, chefs are very much do what I say. Don't wander off. If you do anything else, then you're a fucking idiot. So, but luckily you had a 15 on your performance check, so he wasn't incredibly pissed off with you. So, as you kind of get in line with the other chefs, and begin to start, peeling carrots, potatoes, chopping everything up and everything. A younger human male kind of pulls up next to you. Man, that was pretty lucky. I don't think I've ever seen Chef treat anyone, like that. You're lucky you didn't get kicked out.
I suppose so. Zegruk.
Dimitri.
A pleasure.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Yeah, man. Well, if you're able to impress Chef like that, then I'm excited to work with you, man. All right,
yes,
so,
I would not be too worried. I know my place. I just like to make little things here and there.
hey, you don't gotta explain it to me, man. That's you gotta love it to be in this line of work, right?
Exactly.
Hey, so where's you from?
Oh, I am from. I already forgot. Malvern.
Malvern, yeah. Mhm.
Malvern. Yes.
Hey, man, that's pretty far away. You came all the way here just to work under Chef?
I came here for the opportunity to learn and adapt. I am, you could say, a bit fresh.
Hey, me too, man. You know, this is my first job, and you know it. And I loved cooking with my grandma, and so you know decided, hey, why not make a career out of it? And working for Chef White, I mean, there's no better opportunity. The Rivers Respite is well known around the Republic. It's about this time you finally notice Chef's appearance behind you. Right. Are we just going to be talking about all day? No, Chef. Sorry, Chef. He kind of looks over to you, Zagrek. And you?
No, Chef. I may get carried away and start to hum. If that is all right, Chef.
No, it is not.
Very well, Chef.
One more out of each of you, and then you're both on dish duty for the rest of the night. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Chef.
Yes, Chef.
Thank you. Now get to fucking work. As he kind of wanders off, Dimitri kind of, gives you like a half, a half smile, and kind of puts his head back down and continues chopping. So during this time, as you are, prepping for the day, is there anything that you wish to try and accomplish, Zagrek?
I don't think I'm gonna get out of line any more than I have. I need to. Can I make a check to make sure I don't hum? Because I will probably start humming.
Sure. Oh man, what kind of a check would that be to not hum? Let's say
Intelligence, maybe.
I was thinking kind of wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom? Alright, I'll take that.
Maintaining like awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with a wisdom check.
Okay.
16. You catch yourself a couple of times. Luckily, Chef isn't around you, and luckily you also have Dimitri next to you as you kind of begin your you start up a little bit. Luckily, Dimitri automatically. It seems that you two are kind of paired together throughout the day. And anytime you start, he kind of nudges you a little bit, and you're reminded to not do that.
Yep.
All right, cool. Anything else?
No, I don't.
All right.
I don't want to stick my head up any more than it already is.
Yep. Alrighty. Great. Then we will go back to Anders real quick. Anders, go ahead and give me an investigation check to see what all that you're going to learn. We don't have to go into like great detail into everything, but a natural 20. Nice.
Let's go.
Whoa.
Oh.
There you go.
So you spend as long as you want to your little heart's desire in that library. We can even say that you go till nightfall if you wanted to. Ember Fang is also kind of feeding off of your energy and how much you're like, and what about this? And what about that? And she's very in tune with what you're doing. She kind of runs off to help others if they're acquiring something out of the book fair. But comes back to you ever so often, and both of you just kind of feed off of that energy. We'll say that you kind of learn nothing to get crazy on. You just want a general knowledge of creatures that are from the Underdark. You learn of Kuatoas, you learn about mind flayers, and different, all across the spectrum of different creatures and monsters that live in the Underdark. So with a natural 20, I'll let you say, because I won't, give you any penalties or anything. I'll let you go to your heart's desire for however long you want to spend in the library. And then we can kind of work out later, what all you do learn.
Yeah, I imagine
it's just a nerd field trip of I'm going to open up the encyclopedia and just start reading kind of thing.
I have that's kind of the same gist I'm getting.
Yeah.
But I will probably stay only until about dinner time.
Yeah.
Even probably to grab a quick bite of the market.
Yeah, you've run out to one of the little street vendors, and luckily Uriah gave you those meat hooks to Claudia, thank you. It's only you. Everyone else I am nailing, but for you, for whatever reason,
That's the one I mess up. I don't know why.
uh
It's the AU,
yeah, I think so, maybe.
Yeah, Claudia, Uriah, yeah.
Yeah,
Same,
I think but luckily with the meat harmonica situation that Claudia came up with and Raven invented, you're able to just continue reading as you kind of horse feed yourself.
Oh, man, it's a perfect studying tool.
It is. Honestly, that's already getting good use out of it for all of you. So, cool. So we can kind of say, I assume Claudia, Raven, you guys would probably spend up until, obviously, you'll go get your lunch and your snacks but you guys will spend the better part of the day training as well?
Mm-hmm.
Training, and I want to say, so this is where it is, right? Like here-ish on the map?
Yes. Yep. That is the same.
So it's like a fenced off thing, right?
So Incarnate didn't really have what I was looking for.
Okay.
And I kind of tried to build it, but it didn't really look right. So that was just the best, kind of icon that I could.
Is it like
at the
partially outdoors?
The whole thing is outdoors, and for future reference as well, they're basically kind of built Roman Colosseum style,
open arena.
Yeah, open arena,
With
stands in a sand pit, essentially.
I want to say at a certain point, not a certain point, any point, Raven's gonna snap Ghost up onto like a ledge he can watch from, and have him keep eyes on those two people.
Okay. Yeah, go have Ghost make a perception check. I assume you want her to alert you if they do anything shifty.
Ooh, poop.
Yeah, 5.
Too much sand.
They seem to just do about their business as they, check people in. It seems, that at this point, being 2 days away from the start, that anyone that's going to be signing up has already signed up. You may get a couple of stragglers like tomorrow, the day before, but it seems like this seems to be about it. The field itself, it's roughly about including yourselves, Claudia and Raven, that it looks to be about 6 competitors each. So 6 for the fighting and 6 for the obstacle course. So the two of you will, if you are to win the invitational, you will have to each do 3 bouts.
Nice.
But yeah, as far as those 2 individuals, they just seem to, mind the business and, just seem to enjoy each other's company for the time being.
Very well.
So, as evening begins to dawn and dinner time is brushing up soon for all of you, you all eventually, Zeg, you spend the day slaving away in the kitchen, And it's about an hour before dinner is when it really starts to pick up in the Rivers of Spite. Luckily, you're just handling the food. You're not handling the alcohol and things like that. But you do start to get orders coming in. Jeff White is barking out orders, and you're trying to get these orders going. Go ahead and give me another performance check. This is going to be 2 separate checks. I want a performance check to see your overall performance of the quality of food.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you advantage,
Oh, bless you.
just because you're a decently experienced chef at this point. 15, perfect. And then go ahead and give me a Constitution check to see if you can keep up with the rush and like that you don't tire out or anything like that. I'll also give you advantage on that.
Sweet.
22, perfect. Yeah. I mean, your consistency is on point from the first dish you made with the poor man's fish eggs Benedict to the last dish. And so, I mean, chef is still going to hound you a little bit, with those small, minute details of, wiping the plate, the bay leaf goes to the left, not to the right, those kinds of things.
Oh yeah.
But, but we will get to that later. But the rest of you, as dinner time approaches, especially for you, Anders, you're like, oh, I've spent the whole day in this library. Emberfang bids you farewell. She wishes you well and hopes that your studious adventures will bring you back, as it has been a lovely day for her as well. But you eventually make your way back towards the Rivers of Spite. Claudia and Raven, as you two are making your way out of the arena, and you pass by those 2 individuals, they're definitely making eye contact with you guys as you guys are leaving. And as you kind of get by them, hey, good luck to you two during the invitational. Yeah, good luck to you. Yeah. We'll remember yous guys. Don't worry, we'll be watching.
Gee, thanks.
You would be wise to place your bet on us instead.
Okay, sure thing, lady. But you guys make your way out of the stadium and back to the Rivers of Spite, where you meet up with Anders, or Anders probably comes in after you guys, however you guys want to do it. But you eventually all reconvene for the evening. Is there anything you guys wish to do?
Well, how was everyone's day?
Zeg is not with you guys because he is in the kitchen at the moment.
It was just wonderful. I feel like I studied for a whole year.
That must have been an overwhelming influx of information. How do you feel about everything?
Well, I only got 1 nosebleed, which must say something about my fortitude. I've grown a few times in that situation. I've had 2 or 3, but I do feel like I retained a lot, and that my journal is coming along quite nicely.
Well, I do hope you took some time to eat.
Oh yes, oddly enough, the meat hooks did help out.
Meat harmonica, patent pending.
Whoa, I'm glad you got some use out of that. I never thought about, using it for while you're studying. It makes perfect sense. Keeps your hands free to turn the pages, take some notes.
Yeah, just don't get too greasy of foods. You will ruin your notes.
Well, I'll bet.
Anders, that scroll was quite an unexpected revelation.
I am just as surprised as you are. I only assumed that it could have been, maybe like a lost recipe to the temple or something like that. but it truly became a lost recipe to the temple.
Pretty amazing how you
And
found such an artifact in your village.
what's more amazing is no one else has found it before. Our village has been there for quite some time, and that temple seems to be very decayed.
So I ain't too keen on the gods or areas of worship. So who's what's her name? Talona?
Yes, Telona. She's my god. And similar to my home environment, she is the god of poison for one. And we have a lovely relationship. We worship her, she helps us.
Well, that's mighty interesting because, at least most peoples wouldn't really associate poisons as a good thing. But I'm glad to hear that she's been so helpful for you.
Of good can be found in a lot of mysterious ways.
Well, we are fully registered for the Invitational, and we trained for, well, most of the day, it seems.
And smell.
Yeah, we got a little musky. Met some interesting
Well,
guys.
oddly enough, Raven doesn't seem to have any scent, but Ladia, I think you're sweating just pure chicken grease at this point.
Oh, is that what that is?
Maybe that'll come to an advantage
It's
trying to grapple you.
Make me a little slipperier. But yeah, no, we had a good time. We, I bashed some automatons. I met some interesting fellows on the sands. There's a couple of weird guys though. That was working the registration. Pretty, I don't know, weirdly avoidant, but at the same time, they kind of pushed their buttons a bit. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to see if I could extract some information about that there gladiator that fell on the sands without being touched, and
Well, it seems that he was highly favored, based on what they were saying. They had wagers on the man.
yeah, I don't know about those guys. I kind of feel like they
Are
know.
likely connected to the afflictions.
No, maybe. They may be I don't know. It kind of feels like they might have some sort of influence on the Benton. But that's all
And-
just suspicion.
Seemingly out of towners as well.
To that point, Claudia, it is not uncommon for out of towners to help run the games as well. So, it has been known to happen, especially with Aplaby is a not one of the bigger cities, but it's also not one of the smallest. But from time to time, they will ask cities will ask for outside help.
So that part's not sussy.
And we's out of towners too. It was more their behavior that was weird. Had a cool earring though.
Well,
But-
there you go.
But other than that, worked up an appetite, that's for sure.
I wonder how Zeg is doing back there. I'll cast a message.
Okay. What do you say?
Zegrug, how are you faring back there? We've all arrived back from our daily activities.
Is Chef White around?
He's around, but there is definitely a busyness tone to him. Make a stealth check. I'm not really convinced by stealth, but not sleight of hand. Yeah, I guess just give a stealth check to see if you can, quietly send a message. Okay. Yeah.
Bravo, sir.
Thank you. Oh, I'm just doing wonderful. We are keeping very busy. I'm afraid I won't be able to join you until after my shift.
Raven, you can almost, even though this is not how the spell works, but I like it. You can hear the soft chopping patterns as Zeg is, responding to the message.
Oh, Zegrug seems definitely busy.
Oh, good. Sounds
Well-
like we all had productive days.
Might be convenient for him if we didn't bother him. Sure, he's got a lot on his mind.
And we're about to have a lot on our plates. I'm gonna wave someone over and make some orders.
Yeah, we can pass rush that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You eventually make your orders. I assume the 3 chickens, 2 chickens, Raven, or 1.
Just one.
She'll get 2, but I'll eat one of them.
Yeah.
So you order 2, she orders 2, but you eat 3. Gotcha.
Yes.
And a glass of wine.
A glass of wine. Perfect. Yeah, we'll if Claudia, if you're not drinking, same price as last night. And then Anders, whatever, I assume you won't need a whole chicken.
I'll just get like a chicken stew, a bowl of chicken stew.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then Raven, you said wine. That sounds quite nice. I think I'll have a glass as well.
Okay. For you, we'll say that it just costs you a silver piece, Anders. While this happens, Zegruk, you notice a server comes into the back. Chef, we're gonna need 4 more chickens, a chicken stew. And Chef White is, who the fuck keeps ordering all these chickens? On fire, 4 chickens! As he calls out the order.
If I recognize the order, obviously.
You recognize it.
It's almost like you have it on standby.
Excuse me, Chef White.
Yes, what is it? I'm very busy.
Oh, I was just wondering. These are my adventuring companions for the order. I will be back promptly. I was just wondering if I could serve it to them.
Oh, you'd like to serve it, would you? Hey, listen up, everybody. Zegruk has offered to serve the food for the evening. Everyone give it up for Zegruk. Round of applause. I'm sure the servers will greatly appreciate it. So you have now just volunteered to serve for the rest of the evening.
Fine.
That was your 3rd strike.
Oh, okay.
he's had it with you now. But eventually you do serve them the chickens and everything. So you do have a moment. I'll give you like a 30-second interaction to drop off their food if you would like to interact with them for a moment.
I have an order for 4 chickens and some soup.
Put it right here, buddy. Hey, Zeggy.
Hello, my friend.
Well, we hope everything's going well back there.
How
Oh,
did
it's-
you know it was us?
Zeg gushes like you wouldn't think he just went through torture for 7 hours. Oddly enough, it's that weird Pavlovian trick that you don't want it to work, but it does work. He's just like, oh, we're doing great back there.
And I would like to
I'll
check
inside him.
this look I see. Yeah.
Y'all can insight check him. Anders, you notice that there's not to you yourself, Trey, is not uncommon or an unfamiliar I'm dead inside look that we've all been there for those of us that have served in the food industry.
Yep.
Mad respect, mad props to all those that do.
Oh yeah.
I offer him a drink of my wine and say, "Hang in there, buddy."
So as you take a sip of the wine, you can hear from the kitchen, "I need fucking hands!"
Oh. I believe I am wanted back in the kitchen.
We'll see you later.
Of course.
Thanks for the chicken.
Enjoy. Eat well.
All right. So as you all enjoy, your evening meals, eventually, the dinner does start. The food does serve its last meal, and the River's Respite switches to just only serving drinks at that point. And as you, Zagruk, begin to start to close down the night, cleaning up, doing some small prep for the morning shift as well. Chef White kind of, hey, Zagruk.
Yes, chef.
Come in an extra hour earlier tomorrow. Good work today.
Thank you, chef.
And he goes about his business. But you take that as he is extending somewhat of an olive branch to you. So, but we'll say about an hour later that your duties are finished. So if you would like to meet your companions for a nightcap and discuss anything with them.
I immediately start downing alcohol and eating
Yeah.
just the trash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the trash.
As it's done.
All right, guys, we're supposed to be role playing, not actually reliving stuff. All right,
So he goes
Then
to
can I-
Geno's,
it's
right?
getting too real. Getting too real.
It's. Do we need to get out of here and go to the bar across the strip? It's called Janowski's.
Oh,
Janowski's.
All right, that's canon now.
I can offer you would you like to puff my pipe?
Oh,
Janowski's.
yes. I'll take a pipe, sure.
You just look like you could maybe take just some of the tension off. That brow looks like it's about to snap.
Well, it is hard work, but it is rewarding. It's not rewarding.
Too real, James. Too real.
I could go on and on about the ways I've learned to dice and cut. Did you notice the irregularity in your chicken soup?
Oh, yes, I did.
It's that surprise in every potato and carrot that really puts it over the edge.
You must have been the talk of the kitchen.
Oh, of course. I wasn't.
While this is happening, Dimitri, kind of pops up behind you. He's got his, his traveling cloak kind of over his shoulder with like another like small knapsack. Hey, Zagruk, coming back
Dimitri.
tomorrow, right?
Of course.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Hey, nice to meet you all. I'd love to chat, but I've actually got to get going. But awesome, man. Well, see you. I'll see you tomorrow, man.
Hey, give your grandmother my best, please.
Oh, I will. I will. Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Oh,
He
Did-
wanders out of the shop.
you made a friend.
Did you
back
make a
there.
friend?
Of course, that was Dimitri.
A brother in suffering.
Oh, suffering? No.
Too real. God damn it, James. I want to escape reality, not relive it.
This is that PTSD Joe was talking
Yep,
about earlier.
yeah.
I don't know anything about it personally. I'm just,
Hey, honestly, you're hitting the
You're-
nail
you're
on
on
the
the
head,
money,
my
man.
man.
Like, it's like you were right there with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned it from the bear.
God,
Oh, God.
that
Stupid
show
accent.
gave me PTSD alone. That to go episode.
Oh my God.
I still like get like hives thinking about that episode. All right. So, is there anything you guys wish to do or discuss before the evening is up?
Quick question to the DM.
Uh-huh.
With the net 20 from the library,
Uh-huh.
Raven did ask me to look for the Frostgale's Field Guide to Foes. Was there anything in the library on it?
Correct, she did. Unfortunately, no. It is not the best equipped library. It's better than most, but if you want to find something like that, you would probably have to travel to a larger city that has a much bigger volume. This library definitely just seemed like, your local library that, has enough to entertain you for a little bit. But if we're talking like actual studies of things, you would probably need to visit an archive of some sort.
All right, thank you.
All right. Is there anything else, guys?
Well, that's another day in the books. What we got planned for tomorrow?
Well,
Because the invitational's not for 2 days.
Correct. Tomorrow is an off day, and then the invitationals begin the day after.
Do we want to investigate this orc fellow?
yes, I'm quite interested in actually getting a good look at him.
That does sound very interesting, especially if we're going to be in the games. I don't know. It kind of makes me nervous for making it into the later brackets, because say we do pretty well in the games and we step up on the sands and we have a good fight, in the final bouts, and man, I just don't want to get hit with the same affliction that guy did.
If that were to happen, rules be damned. We rest assured, we will help.
In more than one way.
That and, well, I mean, it'd be a shame for him to miss the invitational in his hometown. I'd really like to fight the guy myself.
Well, maybe there's still a chance.
I'm afraid I have an early start tomorrow, but I'm sure we could find out a way to at least see to his care somehow.
Are you working all day again?
I believe I am, yes.
Hmm.
Small point
Yes.
to that. Tomorrow is expected to be the busiest day, as well as the day after. The invitational will also be the busiest day. However, all shops, including the Rivers Respite, will be closed for the games.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you will be able to attend the games.
Cool.
But let us unravel this mystery entirely tomorrow, thereby relieving ourselves of any further concern.
And, we already solved one mystery in this here town, and heck, I'm hoping that, that'll, help us to have earned a little bit of trust from the townsfolk. Maybe they'll be a little more keen on letting us, look into this a little bit more.
Alrighty. So, with plans made, you all, finish your nightcap. Zeg, you definitely are heading to bed as you are just exhausted. Claudia, Raven, same thing. You guys are just simply exhausted. But you all bid your good nights, hoping to meet back up in the morning. Anders, you are still just kind of buzzing. The glass of wine kind of helped kind of keep that buzz going from your just studious day, as well as this revelation of this scroll that you have, and the questions kind of seeping in of like, what else is there to learn, not just about this scroll, but just about everything in general. You're kind of sitting on your cot as Zegruk kind of fell asleep pretty early, and so his snoring kind of gets heavy at times, but you just kind of are rocking to it, kind of keeping up with the beat of it as well. But again, I mean, the buzz is there. As you're rocking back and forth, Anders, a sudden feverish warmth washes over you. It begins to spread rapidly through your veins. Your breath grows ragged, and the weight of fatigue begins to feel like a heavy shroud. You're unsure if it's the glass of wine or just the overall buzz, but it feels like you're coming over with some kind of sickness. Before your vision begins to start to fade, and replaced is a vivid vision that seems just as real as the ground beneath your feet. You stand alone in a twisted, desolate landscape. The air reeks of decay, and an eerie silence blankets the surroundings. Above, the sky swirls with a sickly green clouds, crackling with faint, ominous lightning. The ground is damp, soaked with a dark sludge that seems to reach towards your boots, as if trying to pull you deeper into the corrupted earth. Ahead of you looms a massive ancient tree, gnarled and twisted, with gray bark split open by dark, oozing ichor. Coiled around its branches and roots are serpents of varying sizes. Their scales shimmer with a greenish sheen, eyes aglow with a sinister light. One particularly large serpent slithers forward, rising from the pool of ichor beneath the tree. Its gaze fixes upon you. It speaks, not with sound, but directly into your mind. Its voice low, rasping, and filled with dark promise. Unlock the secrets of the poisoned words, child of Talona. But beware, for you are not the only one
seeking the plague's power.
As the serpent's words fade, the ichor surrounding the tree begins to writhe, taking on a shadowy form. A figure slowly emerges. A cultist cloaked in crimson and black, their face hidden behind a mask marked with twisted symbols of pain. You can feel the oppressive aura of Leviatar, the goddess of pain and suffering, and the sister of Talona, emanating from this figure. The serpents hiss and recoil as the cultist steps closer, seemingly unfazed by the tree's poisonous ichor. A cold, calculating gaze falls on you, Anders, as the cultist raises a hand, reaching toward the scroll in your possession. The voice of the serpent grows urgent, almost fearful.
They seek to twist the poison into a tool of torment, to bring agony where decay should reign. Beware the hand of Leviatar, for they will stop at nothing to claim the power of the plague for their mistress.
And as his hand grows closer to you, you're immediately filled with terrifying visions. The cultists of Leviatar standing over a village stricken by disease, laughing as its inhabitants writhe in unbearable pain. The next, a darkened temple where cultists in black and red perform twisted rituals feeding off the suffering of captives. And then a flickering scene of you, Anders, standing face to face with the cultist. The scroll between the two of you, pulsating with dark power as the air thickens with malicious energy. The serpent's voice returns, edged with urgency and something close to anger.
Do not let the pain worshippers taint the sacred plague. They seek to twist suffering into their weapon. You must be ruthless, Anders. Crush the followers of Leviatar, or see your goddess's gift corrupted beyond recognition.
You jolt awake, not realizing that you had fallen asleep. Your body drenched in cold sweat, your breath is ragged. The scroll lies next to you, faintly glowing with an eerie green light. But the warning is clear. Another dark force pursues this scroll. A cult of Leviatar intent on seizing its power to spread suffering and pain. And that is where we're going to pick up next time.
Will you spell Leviatar?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Hold on. 1 second.
You spelled Talona too.
Yeah, I got you.
Can you spell hollandaise?
Not really. Oh, God damn it. Sorry. 1 second.